Hello and welcome to the Low G Uke channel. This session is all about how to play the classic 1964 Beatles hit I Feel Fine on a ukulele and make it sound real. Now this song revolves around three chords, D7th, C7th and G7th, and John Lennon picked out a riff from these three chords, brought it back to the studio, asked the others what do you think. They said that sounds catchy, why don't you go off and write a song around it, and we ended up with I Feel Fine. Now over the next 2 minutes I'm going to run through all major song parts, the intro, the verse, the chorus and the bridge, and then we'll come back and I'll focus in on some of the playing techniques. Okay, so let's go back over a few things there. First thing, this is the Low G Uke channel. That means this is a ukulele strung with a low G string. And that's what allows us to recreate the riff in the same key that the Beatles played it in. Now when it comes to the intro, the opening chord is that D7th. And I use my thumb and index finger to pick the notes for the riff around that chord shape. Next comes C7th. Now this is a bit of a fudge. This would work on a guitar, but it doesn't really work on the ukulele. So I have to pick out notes along the G, C and A strings that are in tune with the C7th in order to keep the riff going. Finally, we move on to the G7th. It's the standard shape. And again I use my thumb and index finger to pick out the notes around that chord shape. Now it's time to move on to the first verse. I'm still in G7th, so I combine strumming and the riff to build up the tension to move towards the first line of the vocal. Now in most chord charts I've seen, the next couple of lines are all underpinned by G major. And to be honest, it gets a bit monotonous. So I set up my fingers here in such a way that I can switch between a G major and a G11th to give some variation in the sound and make it just that little bit more interesting. Baby says she's mine, you know, she tells me all the time, you know, she said so. So we strum our way through the next two lines and we end up in D7th. Baby says she's mine, you know, she tells me all the time, you know, she said so. Now here we have to bring back a hint of the original riff. And I do that using upstrokes on my index finger. Then we briefly move into C7th and then finally end up in G7th again. And again a hint of the original riff using the same technique. I'm in love with her and I feel fine. So I think that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Now if you already have a ukulele with a low G string, or you're thinking of converting, why not like, subscribe and click that bell notification icon, and keep track of new releases on this, the Low G Uke channel. Thanks for watching. See you again.